Howdy folks, greetings and welcome, and we're going to do another one of these longer videos today, so come and drive with me while I drive from Brighton to Haywards Heath. Howdy folks, welcome to the van. Make yourself comfortable, take a seat, get a cup of tea, get a biscuit maybe. What's your favourite biscuit? I don't know, custard cream, hobnob? Don't say bourbon. Bourbon's a futile biscuit. I'd rather have no biscuit than a bourbon. Anyway, you're not here to hear me talk about biscuits. As always on these longer videos that I do, I'm going to timestamp all the different topics that I talk about down below. So if you want to skip to a different subject, then please do so. Just coming out of Brighton now. There's some cows. We're going to drive through the beautiful South Downs in England, which is quite nice. So just coming out of Brighton now. But yeah, we've got to start. We're going to have to start off the video really talking about Russia. I'm not going to spend the whole video talking about Russia, but it's just entwined with everything right now, isn't it? It's like at the start of the pandemic when you'd go see a friend, socially distanced, outside, 2 meters apart, of course. When you go see a friend and you go like, right, can we just like not talk about coronavirus for 5 minutes? And you just can't do it because it's just entwined. It's encircled himself into everything, and it's the same with Russia right now. All the news is about it. You just can't get away from it. And I guess what I've been feeling the most over the last couple of days, and what I'm most scared about, I guess, really, is it's not going well for Putin, which should be a good thing, right? It should be a good thing that it's not going well for Putin, but it scares me because this guy, he just cannot be seen to lose face, can he? I mean, out of all the eccentric world leaders that are similar to him, Trump, you know, even Boris Johnson, Putin has got to be the worst for losing face. He cannot be seen to lose face, this guy. It would just be a disaster for him. You know, even with Boris Johnson, if he was doing something like this and he messed up, he'd be, you know, his usual Boris Johnson self. I'm sorry chaps, move on. But no, Putin fundamentally cannot be seen to lose face. He's not the sort of guy that's going to go, right, okay, it's not going too well, is it? Sorry guys, we'll head back to Russia. Sorry for all the disruption. We'll head back. He can't do that. He cannot do that. And this is what scares me, because it leaves two options really, doesn't it? He's either got to get more violent, more fierce, and take this war even further. And from a nation that has nuclear weapons, you know, we know how scary that is, the prospect of that. Or he has to have some sort of honourable out, but I can't see what that is. I mean, what would that look like? Please give me some suggestions in the comment sections if you know what a good honourable out for Putin is here. Did Ukraine give up a tiny slice of the country to Putin? I don't know. I mean, I can't see him doing that. They're invested in this even more so than anyone even thought. They don't want to give Putin an inch. I can't see them willingly want to give him a slice of their country or something like that. I generally don't know what a good diplomatic solution to this is where President Putin doesn't lose face. It's tough. I'd love to hear your suggestions. I mean, maybe we can give him something. I don't know. The Isle of Wight. Do you want the Isle of Wight, Putin? We don't really need the Isle of Wight here in the UK. Apologies to anyone that lives on the Isle of Wight, but I mean, what's going on there? They have a music festival once a year, and there's a little. It's basically a destination for school trips. If it's school trips in the UK, we can go elsewhere. Putin, you're more than welcome to have the Isle of Wight. If it will stop this war, you can have it. Generally, I have no idea what an honourable out is here. Please give me some suggestions, because I'm clueless, and that's what scares me the most right now, because I can just see this escalating, and they just have to get more and more fierce, and more people are going to die. It's tragic, it really is. But like I say, I don't want to go on too much about Russia, because one thing is it's a little bit, I don't know, I mean, I can have my opinions on Russia, but even for me it's some of this stuff, especially when it comes to military operations and things, it just overwhelms me. It really does. I just have my basic knowledge on the subject, but yeah, please let me know, guys, what do you think? What is their way out? I just can't see an honourable way for Putin to retreat and not lose face, and that's what's so scary to me. It's beautiful here, isn't it? Yeah, the South Downs, it's lovely around here. Not the greatest day today though, it's a little bit rainy and a little bit miserable, but still lovely views up here. This little road's going towards a little tiny little village called Ditchling, which I'm sure we'll pass in a minute. But it's going down, we're going to go around some little tiny windy roads that coming uphill I hate, but I don't mind going downhill with my electric van. It's nice, I can just save my battery, as you can see here, and just let it go. Shame it's such a foggy, murky day today really, because it's beautiful views across there. But anyway, kind of sticking with Russia, but kind of not. I want to talk about the sort of free speech extremists in this country. It seems to have turned into a religion in this country to defend free speech, to absolute, free speech absolutists, I think they're called. It seems to be a massive thing in this country, and look, I'm 100% for free speech. It's a hugely important thing to have in a democracy, and especially when it comes to just talking about ideas. Nothing should be off the table, and putting down bad ideas. But also, I've mentioned many a times on this channel, I'm a massive fan of stand-up comedy, and I really like a lot of the American comedians that really go to dark places and are not afraid what to talk about. Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, even English ones as well, like Jimmy Carr and stuff, that really go to dark places sometimes. And I just think it's so important to discuss and talk about these dark topics and make light and have a laugh and joke about these things. It's really important. But anyway, going off slightly, but there seems to be a cult. There really is a cult in this country of absolute free speech to the absolute. And this is forefront in my brain today because I saw a poll on Talk Radio. I'll pop it up if I can find it. I'll pop it up, where basically they're asking people, should RT News be banned from YouTube in this country, which is the Russian news channel. And coincidentally it is banned, so it's a bit of a pointless conversation because it's already been banned, but should it be banned? And I was shocked by the amount of comments in this that are just free speech absolutely, to the point where they're quite happy for the enemy, the Russians, to pump their propaganda into this country. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Russia have invaded a sovereign, independent country, and they have killed women and children in the process. I don't want their propaganda anywhere near the eyes and ears of vulnerable people in this country and young people in this country that are gonna swallow this garbage and actually, start thinking, well, maybe Ukraine are the baddies and Russia. No, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can say, oh, maybe I'm not for freedom of speech. Maybe all sides should be heard. Maybe we should hear what the Russian government, because it is government owned, isn't it? RT News, so it's straight from the government's mouth. Should they really be portraying this stuff over here? I'd love to know your thoughts. But when I think about this, I just keep thinking, well, all the comments that I'm seeing saying no, they must be heard, free speech must be portrayed at any cost, we must always have free speech. I'm like, surely there is a limit. There's always a limit. I mean, if you're pro this, then you're pro the Nazis during the Second World War pumping out their propaganda in the UK. Funny thing is that a few of these guys that were commenting in the Talk Radio comments section had Winston Churchill as their profile, and that's what got me thinking. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that Winston Churchill banned the Nazis pumping their propaganda over here during World War II, and I'm very glad that he did, because I wouldn't want anyone sympathising with the Nazi cause during World War II. You can't have this. You can't have the Taliban, North Korea, pumping their garbage over here on YouTube. Can you imagine that? Bloody Taliban news freely available on YouTube for all these, you know, a couple of Muslim teenagers that are being bullied at school and are not having a great time of life, suddenly get indoctrinated and have free access to Taliban garbage on YouTube. Do you really think that's a good idea? This is what I'm saying. I'm so pro freedom of speech. I really am. It's so important, but surely there has to be a limit. We can't just have this this garbage being freely available on YouTube. The Taliban. You can't have the Taliban promoting their rubbish freely on YouTube. This is little Ditchling village, by the way. This is the one I was on about. Lovely little quaint. This is what you call lovely little quaint village of Ditchling, where everyone says good morning to each other when you walk past. Good morning, morning, morning. That's when you know you're out of the city. When I get out of Brighton and I go into places like this, this is the first sign is when you walk past someone, they go, good morning. You know, takes me by surprise. Okay, good morning, morning. I think that's that thing, like you can't say good morning to everyone when you're in a city, right? Can you? Because you'd just be constantly every 2 seconds, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. But when you're walking your dog in a big field and you come across the first human being in like 30 minutes, you have to say hello, don't you? You have to. Anyway, vastly off topic. But what are your views on this one, guys? It's a really hard decision to come to. Where is the limit on free speech? There is a limit. There definitely is a limit, and I know most people say, well, the limit is defined by law. When you're preaching hate and inciting riots and stuff like this, that's the limit. But this is an interesting topic about whether the Russian news should be able to publish broadcasts on YouTube over in this country. Should we be seeing their side? Because although RT News is banned on YouTube now and you can't really see anything, if you search for it, you can still see the videos and the topics. You just can't click. As soon as you click on the video, it says no. I'll put it up on screen if it's still available like that. But some of the videos, you know, are rubbish, reporting on the war right now. You know, Ukrainians open arms to the Russian soldiers. You know, we know that's nonsense. We've seen the videos. It's rubbish. But yeah, should we see the Russian side of it? Because, like I say, as far as I'm concerned, they're a superpower that's invaded a sovereign, independent nation and are killing people. I don't want to hear any justification for that. I don't want the young people of this country hearing the justification for that and getting their minds warped into justifying it, because there is no justification for that. In this modern times, to be invading a sovereign, independent country, no. Love to hear your thoughts on that, guys. And let's pick up the speed a little bit now. We've got out of the village. We can go up to 40 miles an hour. Look at that. And now we're about to hit the 60 mile an hour black line circle. But of course, I'm in my nice electric van, so I don't really want to go to 60 mile an hour. So this van behind me is going to get upset because I'm going to dwiddle at 40 miles an hour. Yeah, that's right, you heard. Oh dear. What else do I want to talk about? What I wanted to talk about was my recent video on Alex Belfield. It was great. It was really great because I actually managed to change a lot of opinions in that video. I'll put some examples up on the screen now of comments that I got where, you know, previous fans of Alex Belfield got their opinions changed with my video, and wow, that's amazing. If any of you didn't see that video or don't know Alex Belfield, he's one of these right-wing commenters that basically spends his whole time Instead of getting people angry about the government and what the government are doing and real things, he gets people angry about SJWs, students spray painting on a statue of Winston Churchill, or vegans, you know, that sort of rubbish. He gets people angry about them, and he earns a lot of money from it, and he begs his pensioners to PayPal him money for the privilege of listening to his garbage, basically. But yeah, I was absolutely astounded to see some comments of people changing their opinions through my video, and that's amazing to me. You know, I said previously, if I can just change one person's opinion about this guy and stop them from sending him money, then that makes me incredibly happy. It really does. And I guess that's really why I kind of started making videos in the first place, really. If you go back to when I started, it was around November 2020. I basically started making videos because I had some family members that were into this exact stuff that I'm talking about. Belfield, Brexit, you know, staunch Brexiteers, and were just swallowed up by all this garbage that they read in the Sun newspaper, the migrants, the benefit scroungers, the students spray painting statues, the vegans that are trying to get their vegan sausage rolls in Greggs, how dare they, and all this absolute garbage. And I saw it just getting so popular on YouTube. It was absolutely everywhere, and I just wanted to start making some videos to say, you know what, this is crap. This is absolute rubbish. Stop spending your time getting bogged down in this nonsense that doesn't make any sense. It's a pointless waste of time. And then that obviously got me onto Brexit, and that's when I started seeing some decent views on the channel when I started doing videos on Brexit. But it means so much to me to see those comments like that about Belfield, and it just proves that you can get your message across. Sometimes if you do it in the right way, you can get your message across, because as we know, getting into stupid arguments with people on the internet, in comment sections of YouTube, is completely futile, completely pointless. You're never really ever going to change anyone's opinion. So that's why I don't argue with people in the comment sections of my videos anymore. I don't. I got loads of abusive comments from that video about Alex Belfield, and you know what I do? I say, thank you so much for your comment, I really appreciate you watching, but maybe you might, you know, think about some of the points that I discussed, and then try and find some common ground and talk to them. And that brings me on to some of the other short videos that I've been doing. Yeah, I've been taking the piss out of people like, you know, Jacob Rees Mogg. I don't know if you've seen any of my little short videos. And
though for preference for breakfast, Mr. Speaker, you will know what I like. It's Nanny's homemade marmalade on toast.
Such a cunt. Such a cunt.
Weetabix is absolutely splendid.
Such a cunt.
Weetabix is absolutely splendid.
Such a cunt.
Served with hot milk.
Such a cunt.
Mr. Speaker, you will know what I like. Mr. Speaker, you will know what I like. Did it have sponge? Mr. Speaker, you will know what I like. Was it chocolate? Mr. Speaker, you will know what I like. Whether it's made with margarine or butter, you will know what I like. You will know what I like. It's Nanny's homemade marmalade on toast. Marmalade on toast. It's Nanny's homemade marmalade on toast.
Such a cunt.
Marmalade on toast.
Such a cunt.
And a couple of people have said, you know, what are you doing? Don't make this guy into a little jolly joker. You know, this guy is serious. The policies that he votes for in Parliament, the actions that he does as a Conservative MP are so damaging. You should not be making light of this guy. And maybe, you know, maybe you got a good point there. But this is how you get people on the opposite side on board, in my view. You know, people love Jacob Rees Mogg, and they see me poke fun at him, and you know, they think, actually, yeah, what the hell, this guy is a bloody pompous toff. Look at him with his bloody marmalade on toast and Nanny's homemade marmalade. He is an absolute pompous twat. And if I've changed anyone's opinion by doing that, then it's worthwhile. I'm happy. You know, no, I don't think anyone's going to watch one of my videos and think, oh, I didn't like Jacob Rees Mogg, but now I like him because he likes Nanny's marmalade on toast. I don't know. Maybe I'm babbling a bit now, but this is the main thing. You know, this is why I started making videos on YouTube, because I just really wanted to try and put an opinion out on the other side, because I was just constantly just seeing garbage from the other side, from the right wing, and it was just getting so popular. And I guess that brings me on to everything that I've just said in the last sort of 20 minutes, really, with freedom of speech and everything. I guess that's what one of the major problems that we're dealing with right now is the access to information. You know, since 2010, we just got so much access to information. YouTube at the fingertips, so many people's different opinions. And that's why, you know, you can be pro free speech, but I think we really need to be careful what goes out there. Anyone can have access to any rubbish they want, and it's so vast and it's so easy with algorithms and everything to go down terrible rabbit holes of, you know, this is why we have flat earth theories so prominent, and the anti-vax movement, and people being obsessed with Jacob Rees Mogg and crushing vegans and SJWs, because you just go down a rabbit hole and you just find it so entertaining. Bloody hell, which way am I going? I'm getting a little bit lost there, actually. I think I need to go this way for Haywards Heath, don't I? There's Burgess Hill there, town centre. Yeah, this is the way I go. Sorry, guys. Yeah, what are your thoughts? And I'm going back to the free speech point that I was making, really, and I think this is where I'll end the video. Do we need to do something about the vast access to information that we all have? Is it dangerous to be able, you know, we like to think that we're all free thinkers and we can, you know, take all information in and decide what's right and decide what's wrong. But you know what? A lot of people out there are not like that. You know, they will just believe anything they see as gospel. Do we need to protect these people? Anyway, I'm definitely babbling now. Hope you've enjoyed the drive. If you stayed for all of it, thank you. And till next time, take care. See you soon.